Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Muglit YouTube channel. So today we'll be learning how to embellish a beret. So for my beret, I'll be making use of this. For this tutorial, I'll be making use of this cream colored beret. So I have two types of beret that I want to show you. So I want to make this design I'm making. So we have the beaded design too. So I just want to show you how it looks like. This design is what I'll be doing on this one. So for reference sake, I'm referring to this for I'll show you the steps in which you can use to make this. But for this class we'll be making this type. So for this type I'm making use of this flower patch and either of these stone button. So usually it do come in a tacking button, but this one I'm going to be gluing it down with a candle wax. So for this tutorial, what we'll be needing now is your beret, your embellishments, either of your shade. It depends on the one you want to use. But for me, I'm making use of this flower patch and these beautiful stone buttons. So to glue it down, I'll be making use of my candle wax. A candle wax effect, gum effect is more stronger than like the normal UH gum and the rest. So I'll be making use of this candle wax. And if it is tackable, I'll be tacking down with my needle and thread. But for this button, it is not, there is no hole in it, it's not tackable. So I'll be making use of my candle wax. So let's get right and let's start tacking. So I'm going to on my gun gum now. So it will get hot before making use of my candle wax. So you have to make sure your gun gum is and your candle wax is very hot, like the gun gum itself is very hot, so that the liquid coming out from the wax can be very hot and sticky. So when it is sticky, it won't fall off anytime soon. So it will help the gluing effect to be more strong. So let me just on it now and start. Okay, so I'm trying to on my gun gum, is not coming up. So for my beret, like I said earlier, I'm making use of this cream beret. So already, so for my beret, I'm making use of this cream beret, like I said earlier. So for my applique, I'm making use of this flower patch. So I have to measure it on my beret, the size on it, so it won't be moving out of shape. So I already trim it out because the flower patch is more longer than this. So if I'm to make use of the old flower patch, I'm going to have excess on both edges, so I have to trim it out. So after trimming out, this is what I have. So this is what I'll be placing on it. And to design, I don't know which of these I'll be using, but I think I'm going to go with this because this has multiple colors on it, unlike this one that is just one single color. So I'll be making use of these ones with different color on it. So all you just need to do is just to place your flower patch at one side, depending on how you want to arrange it. So like I'm going with this pattern. So I'm using this dimension as well. A side, the flower patch is going to be at a side, then the rest of the bottom will be spread across underneath the flower patch. So I'm going this way. So I'll just all you just need to do is just to arrange your button. Use your intuition. Depends on how you want it to be. So for me, I don't want it to be too full. And I'm not using a particular length or something. So I'm just going to spread it across the beret at this side. So I'm just spreading across. You don't have to make it to be too shocky. So because there are some situations whereby you can just make it on a singular form like this, like on a straight line, this way, like this way. like this way. So depends on how you want it, but for me, let me just go with spreading it across. let me just let me just focus on spreading it across, because what the client actually saw was this was what she saw, this was what she saw, and this is how it's going to be. So let me check if my handle wax is hot enough. No, it's not yet on enough. Like I said, the wax coming out of it must be very, very hot, so the gluing effect can be more stronger. So as they are coming in, just mention where you are watching from and help us like this video so it can reach its potential of the audience. So who do we have online? So welcome everyone. As you are coming in, please press the like button, double tap on the like button, and share this tutorial as well so it can reach its maximum audience. Thank you. So let's move on arranging. So I think I have my glue, my candle was being melted out very well. So I'll just start by applying it directly on the flower patch before placing it down on the beret. So this way. So since I have a particular shape, like the angle I'm working with, so I don't want it to move. So I'm going to start with the edges. So I want to start with the edges. So once the edges are secured, the flower part should not be moving about on the cap. So once these edges are secured, then I can move to the other parts. While using the candle wax, you have to be very, very careful, because once it's well melted, it is very, very hot. So you just have to be very, very careful. So that's why I'm trying to use a scissors. I don't want to use my hand directly on it, because chai, if you should get burned with this thing, away. So I'm trying to glue down. So with this, my edges are secured. Then I can move to the main. Wow. Then I can move to the other body part of the beret. So once you try and secure the edges this way, you know the front patch cannot be moving all around on the beret. So guys, I hope you are following me. If there's any question you like to ask, please drop your question and I will gladly answer you. So right now, I just have few angles left to go. You can see how simple this is. If you have a beret at home that you think you don't like the feel or the vibe is giving you, all you just need to just get this flower patch. This flower patch is being sold around 1,000, 2, depends on your area. But in my area, if you go to the main markets like Oshodi and the rest, I don't know where you're watching from, but in Nigeria you can still get it below 1,000 or 1,000 thereabouts. So it depends on where you are. So then I can proceed to the underneath. So right now, I think I have all the angles laid down. So I just have to be careful while using your candle as sweep. You don't want it to get stained. Just to have a very neat job, you have to be careful the way you are placing the wax on it, on the beret, so that you can have a very fine, and all the beret is not stained by the wax. So you can see what we have now. That's what we have now on each side. Okay, so okay, now that we have it this way, you can see this is well glazed. Come this way and peep through. If there's any side again you think you have to pass the candle wax into underneath, you just do this way.